for some people it can be a little unnerving to be listened to. Did it feel kind of awkward or unnerving for anybody?
A little awkward.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Did anybody feel like comfortable or like it was nice to be, what about this? Did anybody feel like it was nice to be listened to?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I felt as the witness, as the container, like I caught myself when my partner was sharing something and I just wanted to comment on it. And actually like, no, I'm not here to comment, to add to their story, I'm just here to listen.
Yeah, exactly. Did anybody else feel like that? It was kind of like a tendency to want to comment or nod or
Yes, definitely.
knowledge.
Ask a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not used to talking that much all at one time and not letting the other person say something. It was odd that way.
Right. Did anybody have periods of silence where they just felt like they didn't have anything to say? You did say that. How was it awkward in the silence or not so much?
I found myself whenever I didn't have, at that time, I found myself like looking in the distance kind of and trying to go through what has been done and reflect on that.
So I wanted you to just kind of have an experience of what the witness is kind of like, what it's like to just be a container, and even how it feels. You know, I know in some Zen practices they'll talk about it as emptiness, and we tend to think of like emptiness as like kind of this sterile, you know, unfeeling kind of a space. What I have found with witness, with consciousness, really it's the space of unconditional love. There is not anything that it will not accept. It accepts wars, it accepts mass murderers, it accepts saints, it accepts the sunshine, it accepts the rain. I mean, absolutely everything is accepted in the container of consciousness. That is unconditional. There is unconditional. It has no conditions. You might have found in that exercise that we just did that there's something loving about being there for somebody, unconditionally listening to them regardless of what it is that they're saying, regardless of whether you agree or not. You're just unconditionally listening to them. And you might notice how there's something kind of loving about really being heard, having somebody being there for you, regardless of what you say, regardless of what you do, you're accepted. We don't even do that for ourselves. We have a hard time accepting ourselves. I mean, all these judgments, you know, God, I should have said it different, or, oh, why did I do that? You know, I mean, it's like, but there's something that accepts you just as you are. That's why it's healing. Love is healing. It's unconditional. It's all accepting. The mind can't grasp unconditional love because unconditional love holds Hitler and Christ in the same space. Your mind can't do that. Your personality, your ego can't do that. It's going to exclude one and only hold the other. But who you really are holds both, unconditionally, lovingly. It's a presence. So as you practice this, you start to get more and more a sense of the presence that you are, the presence that others are. So yeah?
What's the difference between indifference and that, like, I don't care?
Did it feel indifferent to you when you
or like when you said, you know, the mind will differentiate between two different personalities. So what struck me was, yeah, I can differentiate if I just step back and get indifferent. I don't care.
Yeah,
But that's not unconditional love. So.
Right. My experience is that that space, it's not an indifferent space because there's a presence to it. There's like an intelligence to it. I mean, like you felt like somebody was there for you as they were being your witness, right? Like someone's just there for you. So it's not indifferent. It's not like somebody's there and they don't care. You know, like they're just being indifferent. What I encourage you is you're never going to understand any of this without practicing it. It's the practice that brings the understanding. All I can do is just give you an orientation or point to where to look or where to direct your practice. So what I always like to do is kind of assign homework. So there's a couple things, like when you find yourself in a conversation with somebody, just practice this. They don't even have to know. You don't have to set up a timer. They don't have to know that you're being the witness for them. When you are in a conversation with your friend, when you are even in a conversation with the doctor or the checkout person at the line at the grocery store, just practice this. Practice being a witness for them, looking at them, listening to them. When your kids are talking or whatever, just practice looking at them and listening. And just kind of know like you're being a witness. And then see for yourself how that starts to shift things in your life, how your relationships start changing, how you start changing, how your understanding of the witness deepens as you do a practice like that. So take this into your week and practice being a witness for whoever you're in conversation with. And now that doesn't mean you're going to do that with everybody that you're in conversation with. But when you just know, like maybe just think of like, okay, once a day, you're just going to make an effort to do that with one person. And just start seeing what happens for yourself. Okay. The other thing that I want to do, which we're going to start in a minute, is a yoga nidra. It says sleep base. Has anybody not done yoga nidra before? Is anyone new to yoga nidra? Okay, great. 2 people. 3 people. Okay. It is a sleep-based meditation done lying down. I'm going to be guiding you through different body awareness techniques, breathing techniques, visualization techniques that are going to drop you into deeper and deeper levels of relaxation, deeper and deeper levels of stillness. You actually have an experience of being in that still space of pure consciousness. So when you come out of the yoga nidra, you take some of that with you throughout the day. So I want to give you an experience of that. I'm going to record it on my phone. When we're done after class, I have a sheet here for you to just give me your name and email so that I can email you the link to the yoga nidra. If you miss a class, just email or text me, and then I can send you the video of the, the concept that I teach on, so that you can kind of stay current with what we're doing. The other thing I want to do, I actually wanted to do this in the beginning, but I forgot, so I'm going to do it now. Just really quick, I just wanted to give you an overview. So today's class was just to orient you on your true identity, so that you know the starting point for your yoga, for healing. You have to know who you are. The next couple classes, we're going to talk about energy, how we block energy, and how to release it. Energy is always flowing to your true identity. So when you learn to connect with energy and release the blockages, it takes you to this space, your true identity. So more on that in the next 2 classes. And then the last class will be about how to release blocks and connect to energy in your daily activities, how to keep your energy clear as you go about your day, and just a review as well of the 3 classes. So that's kind of what we're looking at as a quick little overview. So to set up for Yoga Nidra, you want to be supremely comfortable. So we're going to have, you're just going to lay your mat out. And we don't have to be in rows or any of that. You just lay your mat out. We can be willy-nilly. It doesn't really matter.